Okay, now let's look at the who. So, the who question. Who are our stakeholders in this context? Who is going to impact the most? So if you look at each of these groups, I like to go through each of these groups and how it's going to impact on them, and then I can talk about the how to do it. So if we start with learners and employers, the employers want and how best the learners learn. We need to know that. This is using technology. Instant feedback and anytime, any place learning is what is happening. At the workplace, we do part-time. We don't always go into work these days. We work from home. We work from different places. And kids study from different places. Youngsters study from different places. We know they all got mobile technology. Whether it is young getting ready for the world of work or the existing workforce being upskilled, getting ready to move into new jobs where the hollowing out process is taking place, all the new jobs will involve digital technology. Everybody needs to learn it and use it. Short, flexible courses are the answer to the workforce being upskilled. Young learners and apprentices, inclusion of digital elements into their learning, all need digital education, whatever age they are. Then I want to talk about the T-shaped workforce, T-shaped education that is being asked by the employers. If there are ongoing changes to the jobs, we need to deliver education so that the learners can move into those new changing environments throughout their lives. So depth in skills and breadth for adaptability is what is being looked at. And the new curriculum introduced by the vocational curriculums which are being introduced are mostly that. They're all T-shaped. It has got a breadth and the depth. Future-proofing the young learners and the young workforce is essential for the next 20 to 30 years. The ability to move across the different world of work, artisanal to digital, everyone will be using technology. Even the artisanal world will be using technology because the apps economy is here. Most of the trading is being done on the internet. World of work is going to be different more now than more than 20 years ago and will be in the future. Workers of today and tomorrow are expected to change jobs many more times than the workers of the past. Digital skills they develop are expected not only to secure their jobs, but also to help in their daily lives. Automation. Automation of jobs in the world of work has led to many job losses. This has resulted in the job profile that is in an hourglass shape, resulting in the polarization of skilled and non-skilled jobs. Skilled jobs have a better progression route, higher volume of jobs are being available, and this polarization and the hourglass shape it will continue over the next 20 years. Okay, let's see, how am I doing for time? Okay, right, so who is our next stakeholder? They are our teachers. So we know what the learners and employers want. Now let's focus on the teachers. We need to raise the capacity to deliver learning fit for purpose and efficiency to manage resources. And teachers is our biggest resource in any form of education. The further education workforce strategy, the government strategy to support the workforce excellence, in which the ABIS released that document, it lists 4 priorities, and I have listed them there. I like to focus on the priority 3 and 4, because 1 and 2, the 2 I more or less covered earlier. 1 is about teacher training, where the improvements are being made in teacher training. So if you look at 3 and 4, the priority 3 underpins the priority 4 to flourish. So I will start with priority 4, that is the teachers, and then move on to leadership and governance, including the system leadership as the next step. Right, there are 4 elements under effective leadership and technology of teaching and learning under priority 4. The 2 that are on your slide now, and the other 2 are on there. Now, as this is the how section, I'm planning to give you some examples of what Stanmore is doing. If we take priority 4, let's look at the elements contributing to this priority. Building confidence, effective use of learning technologies, improved capacity, whole organizational approach, and so on. In Stanmore, as effective use of technology in the classroom, we are trialing mobile devices. Students' VLE is being populated with variety of resources, including those created by the teachers. Integration of our VLE with Office 365 to extend capability for anytime, any place learning. We have enabled the wireless facility. They are upgraded now to allow learners to bring their own devices, upgrade lease line for fast connections. We took the opportunity of the offer that BIS made and took the fast line connection. We are developing a central tracking and monitoring and reporting system to assess learner progress at set assessment points to ensure progress toward their individual targets to address underperformance. It is also used for quality control across all delivery. Accelerated training programs for teachers and investing in 2 full-time members of staff as learning technologists. The learning technologists support the teachers with specialist knowledge of learning resource. So what the teachers want to put on the VLE, the technologists help them to convert it into VLE level materials for the students. To deliver this priority 4 and priority 3, which is the leadership, including the system leadership, needs to be in place. They needs to be supported by the leaders and the governors. That takes me straight on to governors. I will start on the governors and then work towards the leadership. For effective leadership and governance, it needs to work within a framework. In Stanmore, we work on a corporate governance board assurance framework where we impact assess all the national policies using data analytics, data science, using big data techniques, which I have referred to as the strategic business intelligence here. We identify the critical success factors and manage the risk using a framework. Non-implementation of FELTAG recommendation will be a risk, and that was identified. So once that was done, then we needed to launch into our strategy. Then, in Stanmore, with the development all of other strategies making their contribution, we have written a 3 to 5 year digital transformation strategic plan. This takes a whole college approach. You could see there from the 3 to 5 year corporate strategy and then supported by the market strategy, information quality, manpower strategy, then the business and all other strategies which most institutions will have to drive. We contributed that in to deliver the digital transformation strategic plan. We have the first phase of the infrastructure is being implemented now to facilitate the college to introduce a new learning technologies in the classroom by 2015-16. We are going to start it in September. We have planned a 10% reduction only on our level 3 courses, teaching content, to move to digital with quality framework in place. We use Moodle as our VLE. We have enabled Office 365 and the Yama network. Link is being trialed. It's now announced that the Microsoft is in partnership with Moodle. That will advantage Stanmore as we can use single user logins. For accountability and quality monitoring, we have a well-developed intelligence using data science. For example, if I take a level 3 student as that's our starting point at the moment, when a student walks in, they are using their GCSE scores and LAT data, we set their minimum grades for each subject or their course at 0 value added. During the year, the 4 assessment points we progress, track, and action taken. The assessment grades are arrived at from classroom work and online work. So any online work that is done on the VLE is also tracked and marked. Here I have tried to pull in some component parts of the digital transformation strategic plan. In the strategic plan, I have also addressed leadership and governance, but here I have just pulled the whole component part, or at least I've tried pulling it together. This is to show the whole college approach. The learner tracking sits at the connecting point between the student facing and the back office. If you could just focus on that arrow, that's where it is. The first row of information there is all student facing for the students, and then it leads, the 3 component parts lead into learner tracking, and from that point onwards the back office takes over, the infrastructure takes over and supports and underpins that. As accountability goes, the strategy will be judged by outcome. We have set KPIs to assess that. Data information intelligence is very important tool for assessing KPI at all levels, from managers to governors. So what are the next steps? BIS released this FELTAG progress report, in which it has brought together the original FELTAG recommendation and the FE's workforce strategies, which sets out the agenda for the next 12 months. How will it work for Stanmore on the ground? The first bullet point, we need to have a digital transformation strategic plan. Second bullet point, invest in staff in the form of training, support, also invest in infrastructure to empower the teachers to create and innovate. And third, invest in staff and capital. 2 and 3, the second and the third bullet points are addressed in the digital transformation plan. As I see it, Stanmore is well on its way. Our next challenge are the qualification reforms and delivering suitable courses in the classroom. That will address through our quality strategy, part of quality to deliver curriculum fit for purpose. Our ambition is to empower the teachers to create and innovate, and the learners to accelerate their learning to deliver better outcomes. The whole college approach is aimed at removing those bricks that get in the way. Thank you.